Now in Action 2 News at 6, First Alert Weather Day coverage continues. Green Bay and the Fox Valley should miss most of the snow, but lakeshore communities are still expecting several inches. David Ernst has the latest from our forecast from the First Alert Weather Center. The snow isn't stopping Packers fans from supporting their team tonight. We'll show you how celebrations are kicking off at Titletown ahead of tomorrow's game. And a new bike trail is coming to Baird Creek. Katie Anderson shows us how officials hope it appeals to all skill levels.
From WBAY TV, your First Alert station, Action 2 News at 6 starts now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. We continue to monitor snow moving along the southeastern part of our viewing area. Several inches of snow are still possible in lakeshore communities, so tonight is a First Alert Weather Day. We'll have details on a snow emergency in Sheboygan, plus any impact it could have on events surrounding Lambeau Field ahead of tomorrow's playoff game. Here's meteorologist David Ernst in the First Alert Weather Center. David.
Well, the events of the last expect on your Sunday coming up.
Thanks, David. We want to get a quick check on road conditions with First Alert traffic. Right now, road conditions aren't too bad around Green Bay and the Fox cities, but that could change as more snow moves in. Slippery stretches are being reported for highways north of Green Bay heading into Shawano, Marinette, and Door County. Slippery stretches have also been reported south of Fond du Lac and Sheboygan. For the latest traffic and weather updates, make sure you download the WBAY First Alert News and Weather app, available for both iPhone and Android. Continuing our winter weather coverage, lakeshore communities can still expect several inches of snow, including in Sheboygan, where police have issued a snow emergency. Snow emergency rules just went into effect 2 hours ago. That means no parking on snow emergency routes, boulevards, cul-de-sacs, and dead-end streets. Violators could be ticketed or towed. You can park as normal on other roadways. During a snow emergency, you can ignore signs posted prohibiting parking on certain sides of the street to comply with the even side parking requirements. As of now, police plan to lift the snow emergency at 6 tomorrow morning. Action 2 News update for you. If you want to shovel Lambeau Field ahead of tomorrow's Packers game, you better wake up early. That's because the team says they now only need 350 shovelers. That's down from 700 they previously asked for. Anyone interested should report at 6 o'clock to the Fleet Farm Gate on the west side of Lambeau Field. Parking will be available in Lot 6. Because of NFL game day policies, all shovelers will have to go through metal detectors, meaning you won't be able to bring bags, backpacks, or purses inside. In order to shovel, you must be at least 18 years old. Workers will get $12 per hour and will be paid after the work is completed. We are less than 24 hours away from kickoff at Lambeau Field for the divisional playoff game between the Packers and the Seattle Seahawks. But as you can see right now, live over at Titletown, fans already have their game faces on. Packers Everywhere is holding a pep rally right now. As you can see there over in Titletown, Packers president and CEO Mark Murphy is there to greet fans, as well as Packers alumni James Jones and Al Harris. Dakota Sherrick is there right now in that sea of green and gold. She'll have more on the Packers fan experience tonight at 10. She will also have more from fans and what it means to have a playoff game at home. The Baird Creek Preservation Foundation is raising money to build a new bike course, hoping to appeal to riders of all skill levels. New at 6, Katie Anderson shows us where officials plan to build the course.
Baird Creek itself, with its mountain biking trails, is highly technical.
Some of the trails at Baird Creek are steep and curvy, making it difficult for novice bikers.
There's some boardwalks out there, some rocks, it gets a little muddy, so nothing, the first time you're on your bike you want to jump on and get after.
Now members of the Baird Creek Preservation Foundation have plans to put in a skills course to appeal to all riders.
The plan is to put about 10-ish obstacles out here. If anyone's familiar with it, it's like a bike park.
What we're looking at is probably a series of wooden and steel features that'll be fabricated in factory, brought out and installed, as well as some dirt features, so some berms or tabletops, some real basic things, but enough to really keep everybody's interest.
The course will be just off of Triangle Hill on Green Bay's east side.
What makes it a good fit here is just a lot of open space and allows for a large loop.
The plans also include building a changing pavilion in this area just off of the parking lot and overlooking the skills course.
Right now there's so many different places to get on the trail, so we just like to kind of establish a home base for it.
The project is expected to cost about $130,000. The foundation is currently in the process of raising money.
We're hoping that we just see a lot of community support in wanting to fund something like this.
In Green Bay, Katie Anderson, Action 2 News.
A new study shines a light on a potential cause for alcohol-related deaths. After the break, why health officials believe binge drinking is an increasing issue across the country. Welcome back to Action 2 News at 6, your first alert station. Health officials say a new study reinforces the idea that binge drinking is a leading cause of alcohol-related deaths around the country. Some health officials believe binge drinking is on the rise because many new drinks hide the taste of alcohol, making it harder for people to know exactly how much they're putting in their body.
Wisconsin data is actually showing that alcohol-related injuries that result in death overseed those that are related to alcohol-related diseases themselves.
The study was conducted by the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism. Officials say alcohol-related deaths cost each taxpayer hundreds of dollars in health care costs, criminal justice, and lost productivity. Many states are still trying to decide whether or not to legalize marijuana, but now that debate is expanding into sports. In December, Major League Baseball announced it was removing marijuana from its banned substance list. The NCAA is keeping a close eye on the approach professional sports is taking. The frequency student athletes are drug tested varies by division, but UW-Eau Claire's athletic director says the league likely won't stop testing until it's legalized on a federal level.
I think until it's a federal mandate, I think they'll continue to debate this. Has it become a hot button or a hot topic lately? And it's only because those drugs have become legal in certain states.
Right now, if a student athlete tests positive for cannabis, they are suspended for at least half of a season. A second offense would result in a year suspension. A new book reviews the details of the notorious Monfile 6 murder. Still to come, what motivated the author to get involved in the case and the special guest at this afternoon's book signing.
Well, unless you live to the south of Fond du Lac and Manitowoc, you probably don't see a whole lot of snow tonight, but fear not, snow lovers, because there are several more opportunities for accumulating snowfall this week. In fact, the next one moves in tomorrow night. We will take a closer look at this active weather week coming up after the break.
You're watching Action 2 News at 6 with Brittany Schmidt, your first alert station.
A man convicted in one of Wisconsin's highest profile true crime cases makes his first public appearance since his release. Michael Hearn joined author Joan Treppa for a book signing this afternoon at the Brown County Central Library. Hearn was convicted in the killing of Tom Monfile, but was released from prison in 2018. Treppa's book is titled Reclaiming Lives. She's a self-described citizen advocate for the wrongfully convicted. After the signing, the pair sat down discussing his life since being released and what they believe are major flaws in the case.
Initially, it was because I read the Monfile's conspiracy book, and it seemed like bullying to me. I had been bullied as a child, so that really tugged at my heartstrings that this had happened to these people. I know what it feels like to be accused of something you didn't do, and to have it on this scale that they've had it just really affected me, and I felt that I needed to get involved.
Action 2 News has reported on the so-called Monfile 6 case for years. In 1992, Tom Monfile's body was found in a pulp vat at a paper mill in Green Bay. 6 men, including Hearn, were convicted and sentenced to life in prison. All 6 men have maintained their innocence. 5 of them have since been released. To a health alert, officials in Winnebago County are helping you test radon levels in your home. It's all part of National Radon Action Month. For the month of January, you can get a radon test kit for half the price. Radon is a naturally occurring odorless gas that can cause lung cancer if breathed in.
especially in your homes and areas that you spend the most time. Usually testing is the best part in areas like your living rooms, bedrooms, places like that you spend a lot of time and breathe in the air, just to see what those levels are, and just to see if they're high or low, to see if you would want to add a mitigation system to the home.
Test kits are available at the Winnebago County Health Department for $5 until the end of the month. New tonight, a young elk is found dead in northern Wisconsin. The animal was found dead on January 2nd and was part of a group of animals recently transferred from Kentucky to Wisconsin. DNR officials say the animal's diet had changed too quickly after it ate corn put out by a landowner. The change in diet caused a deadly condition that slows and stops digestion in elk and deer. Officials say the corn was put out in a misguided attempt to help wildlife. The landowner will not be cited and has pledged a donation to Wisconsin's elk program. Taking a live look at our Manitowoc sky cam now as snow moves into our areas along the lakeshore. Here's meteorologist David Ernst from the First Alert Weather Center with your forecast. David.
It looks like we do have Monday morning with additional chances for snow expected throughout the upcoming week.
And hopefully those cooler temps help us out at Lambeau Field a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah, a little bit of a home field advantage.
All right. Thank you so much, David. All right. Sports is up next. Stay with us.
First Alert Weather with meteorologist David Ernst. Sponsored by Tundraland. Beautiful decks, replacement windows, bath remodeling. Built with American pride. Here's Dave Schrader from Action 2 Sports. Sponsored by the Orthopedic and Sports Institute of the Fox Valley. Home for robotic surgery for hips and knees.
Heavy snow for this round. Looks like we do see several more opportunities over the next 7 days.
All right. Thanks so much, David. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tonight at 10. Have a good night.